SportsBeat is powered by KSLSports.com.
There is two types of videos on social media that always get me to click. Soldiers returning home and surprising loved ones when they return. And, of course, walk-ons finding out they've earned a scholarship.
Yeah, you know, the Utes handed out 3 scholarships this week. Junior tight end Ali'i Niamatalo'o, senior defensive end Malik Haynes, and senior running back Mason Woodward. And it was how the Utes gave those guys those awards that got our attention.
Hey guys, I'm Noelle Woodward. Mason Woodward, where you at? Hey babe, you're going on scholarship.
You think you're a badass now because you're full scholarship?
Want to wish you guys the best of luck this season. Go Navy, beat everybody. Go Utah, beat everybody. Oh, wait a minute, I just forgot one other thing I was going to say. Ali, my son, congratulations on getting your scholarship.
Such great moments there. All right, the Utes wrapped up camp on Saturday and now focus on BYU. Bradley and I can't wait to get another crack at the Cougars. The senior defensive end was named a team captain after deciding to put the NFL on hold for one more year. I had a chance to ask him about that decision and more. This is what you came back for, right? This opportunity? Why did you decide to come back?
It had a lot to do with unfinished business. Losing twice in a row to end the season wasn't where we wanted to be.
You guys are used to being doubted. You're the underdogs. What you're doing is cute. Not anymore. You're picked to win the Pac-12 championship. What was your reaction?
This year we have a lot of hype around us, and we're trying to prove people right this year.
Do you believe you're the best pass rusher in the Pac-12?
I believe so. Not just because what people portray me as, just because of my ability to prepare. You know, failure to prepare, it's preparing to fail.
There's an art to the sack, right?
Under pressure and walks right in.
What is that art?
For me, the biggest art about sacking a quarterback is a feel for it. It's got to be, you can't be a robot and get sacks. At the end of the day, to me, it's the funnest part of the game.
Lucky Fotu, Jalen Johnson, Julian Blackman at safety now. Long list of guys in your defense that are just fantastic. What are the expectations this group has this season?
There's a lot of expectations, but I feel as each and every individual that you mentioned, all of our mentalities and our expectations for ourselves pretty much exceeds any other expectations that come our way. And being around those guys, I really came to observe that and from them, and that's a mentality I think we all share as a defense.
Do you like opening the season against BYU?
It's another game for us. Going to come in prepared and excited for it.
There's been a little talk on Twitter back and forth with some of the players. Was that fun? And does that get you fired up? Have you enjoyed that?
No, yeah, like you said, I think the fans take it more personal than the players. To be honest, I have a lot of friends on the BYU team, and you know, my uncle's coached at BYU. It's not as serious as it seems for us players. We play the game and we entertain people. We're entertainers, that's what we do, and so just that to get the fans riled up, it's all for the fans.
What's the perfect ending to your college football career?
A perfect ending will, just for me, just our team doing what we can, doing what we're able to do to our abilities, and if that's roses or if that's going to the college football playoffs, but doing all we can to control and to have the most successful season we can have would be the perfect ending to my career.
One of the best pass rushers in the country set for a big senior season. Now to BYU. The Cougars will hold a close scrimmage Wednesday as they prepare for the opener against the Utes.
And in the middle of fall camp grind, sometimes it's short moments that don't have anything to do with the X's and O's that keep you grounded. Friday was one of those moments when they honored a true blue hero.
Yeah, this is Michael Wiscombe. He was born with spastic cerebral palsy. He took a handoff from quarterback Joe Critchlow, and while being cheered on by BYU players, he would find his way into the end zone. Michael is a lifelong BYU fan and has visited the team since the Bronco Mendenhall era. He's also competed multiple times in the Bear Lake Brawl Triathlon. How about that?
Great moment for Michael. Well, gridiron, pigskin, touchdown, all words that go together with football. I've got another one for you, though. Kaufusi, BYU linebacker Isaiah Kaufusi, has 6 uncles, 11 cousins, and a brother that have played college football, many with BYU. The game is in his blood, and so is his desire to finally beat Utah. Here's his conversation with Jeremiah.
Shotgun and quarterback keep near side and not getting there. Isaiah Kaufusi wraps up and hauls down.
Last year you come in and you're trying to make a mark, and then by the end of the year you're one of the best players on defense. What was that process like for you?
It was really cool. You know, a lot of guys talk about seizing your opportunity, you know, and being ready when your opportunity comes, and that's just, you know, I'm a living testament to that, you know, and had an opportunity, took advantage of it, and had more opportunities and continued to take advantage of it, and just kind of built upon, you know, those opportunities, and I think I learned a lot and developed in a short amount of time, and I kind of had to grow up really fast in a sense, but it was really fun to, you know, kind of take those opportunities and run away with them.
Defense overall, what do you like about this group?
Adkins steps up, fires confidently, intercepted at the 20-yard line, slipping and falling is Isaiah Kaufusi.
Oh man, I think we're just ready to roll. I think it's kind of been built up, you know, the last couple of years. Coming from the 4-9 season, we were really disappointed. To last year, we were still kind of disappointed, right? I think we could have played a lot better, and now I think we're just ready to roll. We know how things work. We know we all have experience. I'm excited for our D-line. I think that they're just going to have heydays on offensive linemen. Linebacking core solid, and then our back end is, I mean, we have a ton of experience. We have, you know, Austin Lee and Troy and Diane and D-Lo. We just have so many athletes and so many players who have experience that if we, you know, it'd be a disappointment, you know, to lose a game.
Pulls it and is dropped for a loss on the play. Isaiah Kaufusi shooting in and throwing down.
Game 1. You guys aren't shying away from this.
No, we're not. We're ready. It's been a long time coming. I don't even know how many years, but Twitter, you know, Twitter knows. But I'm sick of it. I think our team is sick of it. Our coaches are sick of it. And we're all healthy. We're coming back. We're fired up. It's been a goal of ours to beat Utah for this whole offseason. We say it every day. We have the count of how many days. We're just ready. It's time.
The Aggies are just 12 days away from their season opener at Wake Forest. They held a scrimmage Saturday at Maverick Stadium. The Aggies returning a Heisman hopeful in Jordan Love, but trying to replace almost 75% of their offensive production. But luckily, they'll return 7 starters from one of the best defenses in the Mountain West. So what's the biggest takeaway from fall camp?
Building that chemistry. I mean, we've already built it a lot, and just going out there and just having fun on the field. I mean, that's what it's all about. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I drive down the hill every day, and I just think I'm very lucky to be around this group of kids, and you know, I think they feel the same way about us and this whole football team. So they're going to compete like crazy. They're going to give you all they got. I promise they give us that every single day, and I think this coaching staff does the same.
Time for a short break. Up next, a record David Ortiz set in Utah 20 years ago has been broken.
Yeah, and we've seen him throw touchdowns, throw punches. Now former BYU quarterback Riley Nelson joins Tom Hackett on the Hallowed Grounds.
The high school football season started this week. We'll show you the top plays and performances coming up.
SportsBeat is powered by KSLSports.com.
Very impressive. Well, who wins in a battle, a bee or a chihuahua? I don't know, but in baseball, well, the bees were swinging, and Jose Rojas hits a solo shot there in the 7th. Then he steps up to the plate in the 9th. He hits a 2-run jack there. He has 29 home runs this season. Jared Walsh, though, also hit a home run and in the process made some history. His 31st homer of this season is a B's single-season record by a lefty. Who used to own the record? How about this? Big Poppy, one of the all-time greats, David Ortiz, 30 home runs for the Salt Lake Buzz back in 1999. The Bees did lose 10-8. They start their last home series on August 30th. All right, final round of the Utah Open was today at Riverside Country Club in Provo. Came down to a battle between Samuel Saunders, the grandson of Arnold Palmer, and BYU golfer Kelton Hirsch. Hirsch needed a 30-foot birdie to force a playoff, no problem. Again, on the first playoff hole, Hirsch needs a birdie to stay alive, and yeah, get over there. The ball listened to him. Goes in.
Doesn't listen to me.
Nor myself. Well, on the second playoff hole, Saunders was able to take care of business, and he wins the 2019 Utah Open.
Well, the rivalry game is just 11 days away, and with the game being a season opener, there has been plenty of time to talk about it.
Yeah, when you have a lot of time to talk, well, sometimes the filter doesn't always work. There's no doubt the intensity is in this rivalry. The game has inspired some emotional quotes from players and coaches as well over the years. So let's listen back at some of the most memorable comments in the archives, brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Y'all a good team, but you're a dirty team.
I don't know why. Just not too many friends are made out there.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Yeah! Give me a kiss! Ah!
I don't like Utah. In fact, I hate them. I hate everything about them.
We're just excited to play, and with all the talking that they're doing, it just makes it that much better.
I hate their program. I hate their fans.
I'm lucky enough to be one of the many players on the football team that actually has never lost to these.
The organization is classless.
We don't lose to those guys down south.
We are honored to play them. You know, they're doing so many great things.
If we play our game, I don't think there's any team in our conference that can play with us.
Successful Utah season, I don't think would be complete without a BYU win.
Put a hurt on them.
When you're doing what's right on and off the field, I think the Lord steps in and plays a part in that. Magic happens.
By the end of the game, they'll feel it.
We're just, excited to even play against a great team like this.
This is Utah's world, and BYU's living in it.
Great clips of the week.
Kristen Press scored the Royals' first goal of the game yesterday with a pretty sweet volley from Labonta, and the Royals won 2-0. The pass is even better than the goal. Wow.
Well, how about this goal? This is from the USL El Paso Locomotive SFC. Bicycle kick from an angle, too. Gets it in the net still.
Well done. The Laurier Golden Hawks, whoever they are, invited a fan with special needs, Alex, out to practice, and he showed off some of his skills and had a chance to break the huddle at the end of practice. Pretty sweet moves. That's awesome. Good for him, man. That's awesome. All right, former BYU quarterback Riley Nelson is going head-to-head with Tom Hackett on the latest Hallowed Grounds. Riley explains why he is cautiously optimistic about the Cougars' chances against the Utes.
Well, you might remember Riley Nelson scrambling around the football field and throwing touchdown passes for BYU. Now he'll be heard by Cougar fans as Greg Wrubell's new partner in the booth. And in this edition of the Hallowed Grounds, he gives his thoughts on the big rivalry game.
The Hallowed Grounds, brought to you by Siegfried and Jensen.
As always, arrived here in my Nate Wade Subaru. We're at Willow Creek Country Club. Big thank you to all the members out there for allowing us to play at their facility. We appreciate you. We're on the par 4 14th today. Riley Nelson is our guest. You'll never guess where he went to school. Riley, I think you're the first BYU guest I've had on the show on purpose.
Bringing some balance to the force, finally.
Look, we're just over 2 weeks away from the big rivalry game. I figured, why don't we bring some blue to the table? So
my biggest logo of all my golf polos I brought just for you.
Good. Well, here's how today works. We're going to play the first hole for the $100 gift card to You Into Golf. Riley, if you win that, you play for the big boy. The Bushnell Hybrid, valued at $500 for the par 3 15th. Closest to the pin. You ready?
Need to get me one of those. Let's do it.
Play some golf.
A breakfast ball. Brutal. This was like the start to the 2016 game when we threw a pick 6 on the very first play.
Did you ever see his story unfolding the way it has?
Yeah. So we had different levels of our conditioning test,
And I don't just mean like bigs, combo, and skill. Within the skill, you could...
That's all Chinese, by the way, to the average listener.
As I remember it, and again, my memory might be not serving me well, but you could volunteer for the higher or the tougher level and win a pair of shoes or something like an extra pair of shoes in addition to what they give you normally. And we only had 3 guys do it, a couple of our DBs and Taysom Hill. So from that standpoint, like, it was pretty evident he was a freak. And then, you know, he was a hard worker and he was a natural athlete, and so all the skill development that comes along with playing quarterback was only a matter of time. Roll on up there.
How do you feel about the big game? Are you, as a BYU fan, which I know you are you feeling good?
When you had the game and you let it slip away, now you're not proud of the fact that you let it slip away, but you had the game. So that's something that's encouraging to me. Another thing that is encouraging to me, obviously it's at home, is another thing. The second, and then the third thing would be week 1, everybody's on a level playing field, so that makes me encouraged for BYU. And the fact that just the law of averages, we got to get one sometime. So with all those things working in our favor, I am feeling cautiously optimistic about it. Nice putt.
Thank you, sir.
Nice putt, $100 putt right there. Struggle continues.
That's what's going to happen at BYU this
year. Right.
So, like, let's just assume, like, BYU wins, okay? What call are you going to give the people?
Well, so...
I know you've been thinking about it. Like, give me a call.
Yeah,
For the first time in 10 years at Laval Edwards Stadium, BYU Cougars do it! They do it! They do it!
Some BYU fans over there. Nice. Right now, it'd probably be something like it's about time and order has been restored.
I sure hope August 29th goes a bit better than today did.
Me too.
But we won't let you out of here empty-handed. $100 gift card to You Into Golf. Thank you so much for coming out.
Does You Into Golf give lessons?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's where this money's going.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Been a pleasure.
Carl Serres, PGA head golf professional here at Willow Creek Country Club. We're going to talk about long putting today. When you're starting to have longer putts and you're trying to roll the ball to the hole, the goal really is to get it in a small circle so you can make that second putt. When we get outside 10 feet, we're not really going to be making that putt most of the time, but we want to get it close for our second putt. Swinging putt ahead, let it swing through to the hole. And again, that was a little short, but again, we had a nice swinging putt ahead. The longer the putt, the more you let that hand just naturally flow with the weight of the putter swinging, and you'll have great speed control on your long putts.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I work at You Into Golf, and I'm one of the shoe experts here. We're going to kind of go over basically what we have here in our stores. We have great options for everybody, every type of golfer, every level of experience. We have high-end shoes that are great for waterproofing. Echo is one of our best when it comes to quality. Most comfortable, definitely high-end leather. So it's definitely our highest price point here in our shop, but it's a big seller. We absolutely love these. We also sell women's golf shoes. This is definitely our most popular women's golf shoe right now this season. It's lightweight, colorful, goes with every outfit. We have a range of every golf shoe. We also sell some with the replaceable spikes. This is probably the biggest decision golfers make when they come in to buy golf shoes, whether they want to go with more of a spikeless casual shoe or more of a traditional replaceable spike shoe. We definitely have a wide range of options for our customers, and it makes it really helpful because then you can always find the perfect shoe for you.
This week's player of the week is 30-year-old amateur Ryan Brimley, who shot 9 under through 36 holes to beat BYU's Kilthurch Hirsch to win the RE Diamonds Salt Lake City Golf Open. Congratulations on the win, Ryan. A look ahead to some upcoming action around the state this week. We'll start with the Ranchers 2-man alternate shot, best ball and scramble at the Ranchers Golf Course on August 23rd. The Paradise Amateur at Paradise Golf Resort on August 24th. And finally, the Ladies Invitational at Canyon Breeze Golf Course on August 24th. For more information, visit uga.org.
A KSLSports.com presentation.
All right, we'll get started early. The wait is over, literally. High school football season is underway, and so is another season of Game Night Live. If you aren't familiar with Game Night Live, But we'll give you a sample in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a great weekend, no doubt. We start with a shootout in Cache Valley. Pineview and Ridgeline, the two teams combined for 1,200 yards of total offense, 114 points, 7 lead changes. I think it was a shootout, to say the least.
I'm exhausted just hearing you say that.
Pineview quarterback McLeod Croton was leading the aerial assault for the Panthers as well. He had 3 touchdown passes. By halftime, he had his team in the lead 28-24 at the break, and well, he was just warming up because McLeod completed 34 passes on 48 attempts, 482 yards. He had a touchdown pass of 23 yards, 48 yards, and 54 yards, a total of 7 touchdown passes. Completed passes to 6 different receivers. Dayla Reimer and Michael Moore each had 10 catches apiece. McLeod even ran for 24 yards, a total of 506 yards of offense.
Ridgeline had a lot of success in the run game, led by junior Javessa DeMooney. Running behind that offensive line allowed him to rack up a lot of yards and points. DeMooney carried the ball 25 times for 198 yards. He scored 5 touchdowns on the night. His final score put the Riverhawks up 52-49. After a Pineview score, Ridgeline would respond with another rushing touchdown to take back the lead for good. This time it's Noah White who gets the call down the sideline for a 29-yard game-winning touchdown. That's worth celebrating. And after all the scoring, it turned out it was a defensive play that clinched victory for Ridgeline. Miles Eck would read a play perfectly, picks off the pass, and puts a bow on this one. Ridgeline with a big home win, 58-56.
What an opener. Well, Lone Peak, no stranger to success as the defending 6A state champs. The Knights enter the season as the second-ranked team overall in the state. 13 of 22 starters returned from that championship team for the season opener against Timpview, a team that comes in ranked 8th. But they lost a lot of talent from last year's team as well. So here we go on Friday night. This is how it all went down. Lone Peak with a 7-0 lead after a quarter, but Timpview came to play. Raider DeMooney with the diving catch deep in Knight territory. They'd tie it a few plays later. Lone Peak would answer. J.D. Nealman, 74 yards to Trajan Hansen, 14-7 Knights. Timpview not giving up, though. Keenan Allen to Baylor Erickson. And guess what? We are tied all over again. Lone Peak with a 20-14 lead now in the 4th. When the defense comes to play, it's DeMooney with the pick, and he houses this one to tie it up again. But Lone Peak, they've got a great safety of their own. Nate Ritchie, the interception, cuts his way through traffic, would take it all the way for the score. Lone Peak gets the win in this one, 30-20.
Well, Dixie and Springville are separated by 250 miles. That hasn't kept the two schools from meeting in the season opener for 14 straight years. An unlikely rivalry has developed, and each year these two teams provide a competitive and exciting season opener. It was our Game Night Live Game of the Week, streamed live on the KSL TV app. Dixie the favorite to win the 4A title and get her done. Springville will battle Provo for the Region 8 title. It was Dixie that jumped out to an early lead. Reggie Graff with a dime to Trey Simmons. Springville would even the score later in the first. Tyler Kelly, their workhorse at running back, a 2-yard score. Then in the second, Springville takes the lead. Peyton Murphy finds Zach Mitchell wide open. Zach, of course, the son of Springville legend Scott Mitchell. Springville led 14-7 at the half. Could have been more, but Hunter Knighton with the pick. Dixie gets some momentum in the second half. Graff with a 30-yard laser to C.J. Schultz. The Flyers tie the game at 14. Now 8:55 left in the 4th. Graff keeps it, and he's going to score with his legs. Gets the corner and the pylon for 6. But a bad snap on the extra point would be costly because Springville methodically marches down the field and scores on a Peyton Murphy quarterback dive. Sophomore kicker Zach Antonino fights the pressure and makes the extra point. It gave Springville a 21-20 lead. Dixie still time left, but Graff is picked off by another sophomore, Cole McAllister. That would do it. Springville holds on for the 1-point win. Here's Tom Hackett with the MVP of the game, Tyler Kelly.
All right, we'll jump ahead, though, here. Cedar and Spanish Fork, the Dons with an early 3-0 lead. Adding to it at the end of the first quarter, Caden Holt to Corbin Harrison, 42 yards. It's 9-0 Spanish Fork. Up 6 in the second. Holt feeling pressure but scrambling, dives for the end zone for a 16-3 lead heading into the half. Cedar would find some motivation, though, in the locker room. In the third quarter, Jaron Garrett, he just scrambles all over the place, finds Benjamin Ellis for the touchdown. And a couple of minutes later, Garrett to Colby Meek. It's going to be caught just short of the goal line. Meek would score a couple plays later, though, to take a 17-16 lead. Fourth quarter, Dons still down 1. Holt to Cade Olson, and he's going to shred a tackler, tightrope it into the end zone for the score. They'd convert on the 2-point attempt to go up 24-17. The Reds not done scoring, though. Garrett, a man wide open. Jack Cook, all alone into the end zone. The ball game is tied, and we go to overtime. Spanish Fork would get the first possession. They kick a field goal. Cedar would one-up them, though. Colby Meek scores the touchdown, and the Reds get the win, 30-27.
Brighton knocked off Fremont in a thriller, down 4 with 17 seconds left. Brighton needs a miracle. Gabe Curtis throws it up. Matthew Cirillo comes down with it in triple coverage, and he scores. It was a 67-yard game winner. Here's another look at this play. Unreal. In between 3 defenders, and Brighton gets the upset win.
Great play. Well, we're just 1 week into the season, and we're already seeing some amazing displays of talent. So it's time now for us to recognize some of those kids with our prime time performers. We have to start with Scotty Edwards of Olympus, because this kid was killing it on both sides of the ball Friday night. A 38-yard interception return there. He had 3 touchdown runs, including a 75-yarder. He also caught a 59-yard touchdown in the Titans' win over Mountain Ridge. If you're counting, yes, that's 5 total touchdowns for Edwards. And there's no doubt Pineview's McLeod Croton is one of this week's top performers also. He completed 34 passes, 482 yards passing, and 7 touchdowns, even adding 24 yards on the ground. We also give the nod to Jovessa Damuni from Ridgeline, 25 carries for 198 yards and 5 touchdowns, helping the Ridgeline Riverhawks to a big win over Pineview. And we rounded out with Lone Peak Knight Nate Ritchie. He did it all in their win over Timpview. Had a 25-yard touchdown catch, a 41-yard pick 6, and he converted a 29-yard field goal and 3 extra points.
It's going to need to ice up, son. There were several great plays in week 1, but only 3 were good enough to make our top play list. In no particular order, we begin with a great play by a receiver, Michael Moore, Pineview. Puts the Ridgeline defender in the spin cycle. Part of a wild and crazy 58-56 game.
It's the corner. He's got blockers.
Cade Bowering of Juab. This is not your ordinary 66-yard touchdown. Watch him fight off defenders for the last few yards on his way into the end zone. He almost ripped his shirt off. Slow it down.
1, 2, 3 tackles.
Unbelievable. What an effort by Bowering. He had 3 touchdowns in that win as well. And Riverton taking on Pleasant Grove. Off the deflection, Hayden Turvile is in the right place at the right time. One more look at this. Oh, the poor receiver that didn't catch it paid a price, but the play ended well for Riverton. Did not end well for them in the game, though, as PG gets the win. All right, that's a sample. You can catch the entire half-hour Game Night Live on the KSL TV app, KSLSports.com, or the KSL Sports YouTube channel. And now our favorite part of Game Night Live.
Yes, sports producer Matt Glade put it all together in our first Game Night Live highlight reel of the season. Enjoy.